Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live, episode 14. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. We are starting early so we don't run into other shows that are on tonight. So give me a second. Hope everybody's had a great day today. I celebrated a milestone birthday yesterday, and it went very well. My beautiful wife took me out for dinner last night. Really enjoyed it. That was absolutely positively great. So let's kind of get going here. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Let me get the chat window up and going here. Boy, we have a lot. Kelly's on tonight. Welcome. Steve Carpenter, Chris Hope, Lloyd, welcome. Thomas, welcome. Dave, yes, we are live and ready to go tonight. We have quite a bit of subjects to talk about here. So again, hopefully everybody's had a good day. We're just going to dive right into this here. I'm sure everybody and his brother and everybody else's brother has seen that tweet from OsitaLV today. And I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about that. Basically he is saying that there is a hardware failure of the gimbal assembly and that they've already produced 150,000 units and that they're going to have to, that's why we're having the postponement here. So Chris, welcome. Kelly, Ready, Set, Drone, thank you for showing up again tonight. Thank you for showing tonight. Appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get some slides up on the board here. We're going to kind of go through some of OsitaLV's tweets. And I just want to do this and set up, just to kind of give you a history of his tweets. And we're going to start out with one of his first ones here. So let me go ahead and get that up. Hang on just a sec. Okay. And this is today's tweet. A message from a highly reliable source about the postponement of the See the Bigger Picture event, not confirmed yet. DJI found a serious design failure of the gimbal, but mass production has already begun, so they called it off. About 150,000 products need to be reworked, and that is from today. I got that this morning, almost as soon as I got up. I saw that there. So we're going to go ahead and move on. And what I'm going to do here with this, like I said, I'm going to walk you guys through, and forgive me, I can't look at the comments here while I'm doing this, while you guys are doing this. So moderators, if you could handle them here for a few minutes, I'd appreciate that. Let's look at the next one. Now, this is what I want to show you right here next to the camera. This is concepted by OsitaLV. This came from him totally. This wasn't anything that he found out from. This is from his idea here, and he's showing you a Mavic Pro motor, a Mavic 2 motor. He's talking about upgraded propulsion system, infrared 3D sensing system here. Again, what I want to focus on here, he's saying concepted by OsitaLV. Okay, I wanted to make sure you guys all understand that. Now, this is a tweet from June 5th. The Mavic Pro 2 you're hoping for is on its way. DJI won't release nothing in second half of the year. ETA less than 2 months. Now look at the date. The date is June the 5th. Don't blame me if I'm wrong. I'm waiting for new things too. So, the statement that I want to emphasize right here, he says, don't blame me if I'm wrong here. And again, that's on June 5th. So 2 months out, that's July, that's August. Okay, just want to get that set straight. And we're going to move on to the next one here. Gathered those info from beta testers. Here it come. Release date unknown. Now he's saying that he got this information from beta testers, whereas in 2 slides back he said it was his concept. So again, this is where it's conflicting where he's getting this information from. Is it a concept or is he getting it from beta testers? Here he says beta testers. Now, you all remember back in March where he played a game of showing us what looked to be purportedly a Mavic Pro 2 in a shadowy, grainy picture, and it was just a game. He never mentioned, now he did never mention the fact that it was a Mavic Pro 2, but he said in the tweet on March 16th, game over. I didn't mention any words about Mavic Pro 2. I let you judge it, but you overreacted, you lose, okay? And we'll move on to the next one. And this is dated from March 4th. All my statements about DJI future products are based on my experience, user, and beta testers' feedbacks. So I won't guarantee their accuracy. If they prove to be right, coincidence. If not, whatever. If you don't like it, please hit that button. Stay out of my sight in silence, okay? Again, what I want to emphasize here is so I won't guarantee their accuracy. We're going to move on to the next one here. There's a second generation of DJI VTOL drone that has been revealed. What you saw just now is the first generation. The second generation model is an all-wing VTOL drone with cowling for gimbal camera protection, more faster than first generation. It also added the Iridium satellite transmitter for radio link. Well, this was quickly debunked by DJI as they were building a concept product. It was not for production. In fact, it wasn't even DJI that was building it. Somebody was building with DJI parts. So again, this was another inaccurate statement from him. Okay, now here's the tweet that I want to focus on right here. This was on January 31st of 2018. Mass production of Mavic Pro 2 is about to commence. Notice the date, January 31st, 2018. All right, and I have some more slides to share, but that's it for OsitaLV's slides. What I wanted to talk about now here, thank you guys again, everybody, for showing up. I appreciate that at this earlier juncture here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, what I wanted to do right here, my first point is this. OsitaLV likes attention. Let's just face it, good, bad, or indifferent, he likes attention. And if we take this at face value, what he said, this hasn't been corroborated by anybody, the statement that's come out. There's been zero corroboration on this from anybody out there. He's the only person that has stated anything about this. Now, the very interesting thing is these pictures that have been leaked the past week and a half about the Mavic Pro 2 and the Mavic Enterprise, they did not come from OsitaLV. They had other sources. I want to make sure you know that. We're going to move on to the second point here, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew, the first point that I'm making here is OsitaLV has been wrong more than he's been right, okay? And in this instance, I wanted to go through all of those tweets to show you, the accuracy of his statements and how he says this information can't be guaranteed. So we're going to move on to the second point here. The second point that I wanted to make with all this, and thank you guys again for being patient with me. I appreciate that. Samuel, welcome to the show tonight. Drone Wolf, thanks for coming. Greg Hart, thank you for coming tonight. Appreciate all that. So the second point we're going here regarding the beta testers. Now, I come just to give you a little bit of background about myself. I do quality assurance software testing, and it's not a physical product, but I do test software, and we do have early versions of the software that we test. And we do have later versions of the software that we test. Now, the early versions, I'm trying to set this up here. So Dalton Drone Zone, welcome tonight. The early versions that we test usually have a lot of errors in them, and we flush those out. Now, we'll receive a new set of code where those errors have been corrected, and we're testing that out. And it's the same with products here, in product testing. And DJI, which I'm sure of, Floyd, welcome to the show. There's two levels. They have your YouTube testers that we have out there, and some of you may have gotten some test units before previously. And they also have what I would call, let's call them professional testers. And thank you, moderators. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Kelly, for taking care of some things in the chat. I appreciate that. You have your professionals, and these are professional photographers, you know, probably those who maybe use matrices or, you know, some of the other commercial ones that actually DJI will pull in to do some of their testing. Zilla Wheels, welcome. And the reason that they do that is they know these testers, and I'm not talking about like your Casey's and some of your other ones that have, you know, over 100,000 subscribers. You know, they're gonna test it differently. But I'm talking about professionals, professional photographers, people who fly drones professionally for a living. You know, maybe for, you know, utilities, fire departments, you know, for golf course inspections and so forth. They're going to bring in people like this to test the new product, the Mavic Pro 2, and they're going to really put it through its paces. Okay, and one thing that you have to understand here, okay, and I did see a comment earlier today on my preview video, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about that was he talked about, you know, that these are not mass-produced units. I have to beg to differ, because early on, what they're going to test, and they're going to have a limited testing, the prototypes that come out, the ones that are not mass-produced, they're going to have them tested. Now, it's not going to be on as large a scale as they're going to have a small set of testers to do that. And if they work, then they're going to go ahead and start to produce mass-produced units. And what they do, and this is something, Peter, welcome from Australia. Thank you for joining. What they do with those, they pull them off the line, and these are done completely at random. So nobody knows which ones they're going to pull. And the reason that I know that is during my college courses, I had to take some industrial engineering courses, and dealt with subject matter just like this. They do this at random to ensure that it's an accurate and a fair test. Now, they're going to be pulling these things in off the line. You know, OsitaLV talked about 150,000 units, you know, being already produced. I believe that the beta testers and the testers out there, the professionals that are testing all these, the YouTubers and so forth, they've had these actual production units to test. And one of the things with software, you can flush things out right, or with hardware, these units, these tests are going to become apparent right away. Now, you know, we talked about, you know, he talked about this being a gimbal type of issue. Well, if you all remember, when every one of our drones starts up, whether it's a Spark or a Mavic Air or a Mavic Pro or a Phantom 4 Pro, or, you know, even going to the Inspire, that drone does, you know, a self-check. It calibrates itself. You see it move. You know, it does all of these things, okay? Now, you know, it's a big clue that if it's off axis, you know, that's an issue. You know, those kind of things crop up. And the other thing is, when you're flying, they're gonna what these testers are gonna do, they're going to put the drone through its paces. They're gonna be putting it in sport mode. They're gonna be cranking up, they're gonna be doing tight turns. They're gonna try to stop on a dime. They're going to try to rise up in altitude, all the while the camera is functioning. And what they're going to do during this, they're going to move the gimbal up and down using the controller to do this. Daniel, welcome to the show. They're going to move that controller to get the gimbal to go up and down while they're flying, while it's in flight. They're going to be putting it through its paces. They're going to be doing an awful lot of testing regarding this. So, you know, this testing, it's not, you know, oh, I'm going to go ahead and, like I do, fly it out over the lake and bring it back and, you know, take some video. You know, they're going to really put it through some paces, and they're going to put it in an area that could probably try to recover the drone if, you know, if something catastrophic would happen to it. So my second point that I made here is this. That these testers are testing actual production units, and they're really putting it through its paces. Now, the third point that I wanted to talk about here is this. In industrial engineering and also in plant production, there are machines that are used to test the products, okay? And I'm sure that DJI has developed with a state-of-the-art technology that they have some type of testing platform to test the gimbal assembly, because every drone that comes out, it has a gimbal, from the Spark to the Mavic Air, the Mavic Pro, the Phantom 4, Phantom 4 Pro, you know, going to the Inspire and up. Every one of them has a gimbal assembly, and you can bet that it's, you know, they may have different ones. It may adapt to them, but these get tested, and they're going to be tested in all, Don, welcome to the show. They're going to be tested in all kinds of conditions, and they're going to be putting it through some brutal tests. They're going to be heat, cold. They're going to be, you know, simulating, like, you know, being in sport mode, going at high speed, moving, you know, having the control that moves the gimbal up and down. They're going to be doing this, and they can do these. These tests can be done and performed more rapidly than humanly possible. You know, it's automated. So understand that these kind of tests, you know, are done in you know, we're not talking about, you know, just, you know, like some of the beta testers are, and they're really putting us through its paces in real world testing. But with this, you're simulating an awful lot in a short amount of time. And what that will produce for you is, you will be able, Bill Taylor, welcome tonight. Thank you for joining. What you will produce when you have this, you will flush out these errors. They will come up right away. You won't see them hidden, okay? And at this late juncture, I don't believe that, you know, this type of error has really happened. I don't believe that this is a hardware type of error. So, you know, my point here, my third point that I'm making is this. What you're having here, you know, you have these testers, or, you know, you have the testers, you know, my second point, and then you have automated process testing. And, you know, it's mechanical type of testing. And Thomas, yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. You have this mechanical type of testing that's foolproof. I mean, it really is. And if, let's say, if what OsitaLV stated was true, okay, that means that there's either an error in their machine or in their process, and that this machine would touch all the drones that DJI produces. They'd have to shut down the entire assembly line, not just the one for the new Mavic 2, Mavic Pro 2, but everything, because it would test all these products, and they'd have to shut it down completely. So they couldn't produce any drones. All right. Now, one of the things, Mel, welcome. I just saw that you're on. Thank you for joining. I don't know if you've been on a long time or not, but thank you for showing up tonight. Now, the fourth point that I want to make, you know, I did put out a video that DJI was having, had joined Amazon and doing their Prime Day sale, which runs for 36 hours. Rodney, welcome to the show. Ran from 36 hours from yesterday, July 16th, for 36 hours, and I believe that's going to be, you know, do the math, okay? I'm sorry. But it's running for 36 hours here, all right? Now, remember, and the one thing that I wanted to try to emphasize to people was this, and I was getting an awful lot of comments about this, and I want to make this clear. This is sold both on Amazon and on DJI's website, okay? The sale prices are found on both. But what's different with DJI is you get free shipping, and in most instances, there's no sales tax. So that's a huge benefit, you know. And these prices are the same, because I had people jumping all over the place about prices. I wanted to get that squared away up front, okay? Now, these were excellent deals, okay? $200 off on the Mavic Pro and $300 off on the Fly More combo. These are fantastic deals, okay? And what DJI was trying to do, and as any company would do with a new product coming out, they want to clear room and make room for new inventory, okay? It's you know, I besides majoring in information systems, I majored in business. You know, this is marketing 101. This is not rocket science here. You know, they want to make room for this new inventory coming in. So if OsitaLV was right about this being a hardware failure, here's the thing that would have happened here, okay? What would have happened is they would have put the brakes to the sale, okay? This sale would have stopped cold in its tracks. They'd have told Amazon, they said, look, you know, we're having a hardware issue in our new drone. We can't sell the old drone. We need this to have inventory to sell. Is DJI going to run out of Mavic Pros and Mavic Pro 2s are still maybe 2 months down the road? No, they're not going to do something like that. So this is another sign, and I think one of the better ones, that there's not a hardware issue with this here, okay? And now, Hey Kesterlu, our good friend, broke the story on this, and did have some good discussion on there. And what I want to do is go ahead, Lon, welcome to the show tonight. What I want to do is go ahead and put up some comments that I saw out there. So bear with me here for just a second. We're going to go ahead and share again. Okay, let's go ahead and get the first comment up on the screen. I don't know where it went to here, so hang on just a second. Let's go ahead and open up this panel here. Get to see the internals of my computer here, so bear with me here for a second here, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for all joining tonight. I appreciate that, and especially in an earlier time frame tonight too. I know it kind of gets people off the kilter and stuff, but I really appreciate that. Okay, let's see if I can find this here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right here. In his tweet, OsitaLV mentioned that the information comes from a highly reliable source, seemingly to counter any doubts people may have concerning his credibility. Why would that counter any doubts people had about his credibility if it's coming from OsitaLV himself? That doesn't make any sense. Also, he's been wrong so many times, I don't know why anyone listens to a word he says. He's blatantly just a troll. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. I doubt someone like that, I doubt something like that would happen to DJI or any other company with a big history behind. Such thing could happen with third-party components like batteries or so on, but would never be a design failure for key components like a gimbal. DJI as a market leader has the background and expertise to never make such mistakes, which are more related to newcomers. Products of any consolidated company go through much research, planning, and testing before being sent to the production line. This is just clickbait, okay? I wanted to share those comments with you because I thought it fit in very well with what I had discussed right here. That just, to me, that was just spot on. Both of these comments here that we just saw, and again, these comments are out on Drone DJ's article regarding the tweet from OsitaLV today. So just to kind of summarize everything here, OsitaLV has had a history here, and it's not been a very accurate history. And he himself has even admitted in his tweets, don't hold me accountable for this. I guess it's kind of a way to say that. And also too, he hasn't had a whole lot of things to say recently that have originally been his own. And because of that, he may have been trying to get some attention. Well, he's got some attention today, front and center. And Rick Halber, welcome to the show. Hope you're feeling well. Rick, if you could drop me an email to BillTheDroneReviewer@gmail.com, I have something I would like to send you. Thank you for joining tonight, Rick. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing better. That's the first thing. The second thing here that I talked about, with my points here is, we talked about the beta testers and the product that they received. Now they'll receive, like I said, they'll get a prototype initially to test, and it will not be a large number of testers. And if the prototype testing flushes out and it looks good, then they'll go ahead and start mass producing some units, and then they'll pull some units off the line and send them out to the Casey Neistats and some other professional testers, as I mentioned. And like I said, hardware issues are going to flush themselves out much sooner than software issues. I can tell you that. Speaking as a software tester, what I do day in and day out for the last 15 years, I can guarantee you that that's going to happen like that. Now, the third thing that we talked about is, that DJI being as large a company as it is, they have mass production testing, and they simulate hundreds and hundreds of flights. They can do this, faster than humanly possible, and be able to put these drones through conditions you can only begin to imagine, like wind, heat, rain, ice cold temperatures, low ceilings, thin air, all that kind of stuff. They can put that through that and move the gimbals up and down and through all type of different type of positions to do that. Okay. Yes, build a $6 billion. Rick Albert. I like that, Bill. That's great. I'm sorry, I detracted a little bit there. And then the fourth thing that I talked about was the DJI and Amazon Prime Day sale. It would have been postponed if it was truly a real hardware type of issue. They would have canceled the sale. They would not have gone forward with this sale. Yeah. Hey, Bill, the original Mavic Pro and the issues with the gimbal, the DJI has never foreseen. That's true. They did have some issues with that. And, again, thank you for bringing that up. Appreciate that. David Ma, welcome tonight. So that fourth point that I made is this, that Prime Day sale would not have taken place if there was a hardware issue, because DJI would have sold themselves out of inventory and had nothing to sell. They maybe have had a few Mavic Pro Platinums to sell, but of what I understand, the Alpine Whites were gone, and I'm sure they probably don't have a lot of Platinums to sell right now at this point anyway. So that's where we're at with this, and really like to hear your feedback on this. If you want to put that in the chat, that would be great. And also later, if you want to engage this in the comments, do you think that this is a hardware problem or not? Do you think OsitaLV was trying to, pull one over on us, or is it the real deal? I would really like to know from everybody. So that's one of the big things, and that's why I wanted to get this going right away. This topic of conversation going with this. As far as the event is concerned and so forth, I did mention, they carefully used the word postponed when they went ahead and no Mavic Pro available here in Ireland for a couple of weeks now from official DJI dealers. Wow, Thomas. Thank you for that information. That's great to know. Regarding the actual event itself, and they used the word postponed and canceled. And I engaged in some banter with some people regarding that. In fact, OsitaLV itself said, postponement can be indefinitely, and not now. While that's true, if this was a hardware issue, I believe they would have used stronger language than postponed. They would have, and I can also tell you this: if it was postponed, and if this was a hardware issue, we're not talking weeks, we're talking months, okay? Because they would have to recall all those 150,000 units, if that's an accurate statement from OsitaLV. They'd have to get all of those units back over to China, retool and redo whatever is wrong, and they'd have to test those out. Yeah, OsitaLV, you're right, Ross. I agree. I think he's looking for attention right now, and he sure got it. And one of the things that I also want to say is this. I'll go back and talk about the event here in a second. There are a lot of people who follow him on Twitter. I mean, I follow him, but I'm very cautious. Dave, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. One of the things, there are a lot of people who follow him. Yes, Thomas, he is. He's clutching at straws, and unfortunately, people follow his every word, and they hang on his every word. And I've heard through a lot of sources that he may have a relative that works for DJI. is how he's getting his information. You know, he's saying he knows beta testers and so forth, but you know, I'm thinking he does know, he has a relative, and this is where he's getting his information from. And people hang on his every word. And, you know, I like to keep an open mind about things, especially about what happened in March. And I put that slide up on the screen. You know, I did a video called We Were Duped, and we were duped. We were faked out. He got us all, and he got us good. And I learned a lesson from that, okay? You know, I'm careful. I'm not calling him, you know, I'm not saying that he's not telling you the truth, but I don't believe that what he put out, this tweet that he put out today, was accurate. I really don't. Yes, Felipe, I trust him as far as I can throw him. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, Lon Donner, it would be the karma all over again. You're right about that, Lon. Thank you for bringing that up. You know, so this is where we're at, and you're probably going to hear other people on other channels say, yeah, it is a hardware failure. Yeah, this is all true. You're going to hear these things. But what I want you to bear in mind when you hear that, remember these points that I brought up today, okay? All of these points. You know, DJI is building a new headquarters over in China, okay? I think it was like $100 million it's going to cost. They need revenue coming in, okay? Well, every day that a new drone sits on a ship or in a storage facility and is not being sold, that's Denny. I'll answer your question here in a second. Thank you. That's a good question. Every day that drone sits in a ship container or in a storage facility and has not been sold is costing DJI money. They want to get this to market, all right? Now, also bear in mind, too, they're not a smaller company like GoPro Camera or Autel or Parrot. They are a large company. They have a lot of resources here. So this testing, Rick, absolutely. You do what, thank you so much for being on tonight. And we do extend our get well wishes from the channel to you and hope you have a quick recovery. You know, don't worry about engaging us. You can just sit here and enjoy the chat. They want to get this product to market quickly, and they have the resources to test these things internally before they put them out. So again, you know, I want you to all bear this in mind when you're hearing other things from other channels, because you're going to hear things that are going to conflict with this. You know, this is my personal opinion, but I listed the reasons, and I believe that these are concrete, solid reasons. And as you can see, other people on Drone DJ, you know, pretty much, you know, said exactly what I've said tonight. So that's where we're at with that. Okay, I had a question here. Denny D, do you think we'll see the Mavic 2 within the next few months? Yes, Denny, I do, and I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. I would think at the earliest we're probably going to see an end of August, beginning of September release here. Again, you know, I could be wrong. It could be a lot sooner than that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. You know, and I'm going back to that tweet that OsitaLV said. 120 down under. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. And by the way, I was on Oz by Drone last Saturday. So if you guys want to check that out, they're a great channel. Definitely subscribe to them. Greg and John put on a fantastic show. They are extremely organized. Those guys are awesome. So definitely check them out. Yeah, Thomas, I think it's going to be September. You know, I'm adding 2 months on to that tweet that OsitaLV said. That's June, July, August. I'm thinking, like I said, it's going to be late August, early September is when we're going to see that. Yeah, that's, you know, that's the earliest I think we're going to see it. I mean, I really, you know, that's what I believe, and I'm real thankful because we purchased our tickets on Southwest, so we have credit waiting for us. So when we're ready to get our tickets and have ample time to do that, we're going to do that. And we canceled our hotel reservations. So as soon as we find out, we're going to rebook them. So just to let you guys know, you know, as soon as the event is rescheduled, Bill the Drone Reviewer and his lovely wife Valerie are going to be there for you guys, and you're going to have the best coverage. And when I say that, you will, because you're going to have it not from one, but from two of us. And both of us are going to be shooting a ton of video. I will try to get you, you know, some, if the bandwidth allows, to do a live stream from the event after it's happened, so you can have one of the first hands-on looks at the drones that are being announced by DJI. So yeah, this is the event. You know, Thomas, I'm really thinking, you know, it's going to be late August, September at this point. And you know, again, I can't emphasize enough, DJI wants to be making money, and the sooner they can get this product out, the better. And you know, the reasons for the delay, I did a video regarding that, and you know, I believe, and I did receive a comment from somebody who stated in there that he know that one of the things that I listed in there is the actual reason. So I'm going to put a link to that, and there'll be a card so you guys can watch that. Lloyd, thanks so much. You know, please watch the rest of the show. Thank you for joining. And again, you know, thank you guys for coming on board, because I know normally we start now at 8 o'clock Eastern, but we started a half hour early tonight to allow another show to get on a little later. So yeah, Drone Wolf, yeah, they do want to get this out before the end of summer, because you know, especially here in the States where weather's nice, because you know, up north when that weather changes, as you know, Drone Wolf, you know, it's, you know, you guys get socked in, and that's it. You know, fortunately here in Florida, you know, we can kind of hopefully fly year round, except for our wonderful spur of the moment thunderstorms. Yeah. Samuel, if they take that out in September, then the P5 in December. Yeah, I think, Samuel, I think that's a good question. I think the Phantom 5 was always scheduled for late fourth quarter, especially around the holidays and around Christmas time. I think that's how they planned that. And Lloyd, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Enjoy your supper. Enjoy spending time, you know, relaxing. Thank you again for joining us. I know, you know, again, it was early. I appreciate that. You know, I think Samuel, I think they're going to be doing the Phantom 5 is going to be coming out late, very, very late third quarter, early fourth quarter, in time for the holidays and Christmas. So that's when I think you can find that. And as far as specs are concerned, who knows? You know, nobody's really talked about that. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. Is everyone drooling on a Mavic Pro 2? What about a 4K Spark with OcuSync? Well, condoning drones, that's a good question. I think if they do anything with a Spark, I think you've already seen it. It's the Mavic Air. But I think that what I think they'll do is I think they'll do some upgrades to the Mavic Air. But since it's selling so well, they're not going to touch it right now. I think that's going to be next year. Bill, suppose that once the field test started with the units, something started breaking in hardware it didn't break before. Something like gimbal would require DJI to stop the event. Mel, like I said, that would have been flushed out early in testing, because to have that, I mean, it's a fragile assembly to begin with, even with the protection that they put in some of the newer drones. But that's something, like I said, you know, when they're put on those automated machines, and when they're given in the hands of some of these professionals who will crank it up to sport mode and try maneuvers with it and be moving the gimbal at the same time, that's stress testing. And that's one of the things that needs to be done. And I think DJI also does that at the factory as well. So, you know, that's why that's why that would have been flushed out a whole lot sooner than what we're hearing right now. And if OsitaLV was correct and they started producing these back in February, then, you know, this would have cropped up a long time ago. So, you know, my real thought on this, that this is not a hardware issue. And, you know, and again, you know, I've stated everything here in the video regarding that. So, you know, that's where we're at as far as that's concerned. You know, like I said, I think the event is going to be, I think we're looking at a September kind of a time frame for the event. You know, Mavic Air Pro, yeah, I think that'll happen, but I think that's going to be next year. And I also think you might be looking at an Inspire 3 next year as well too. You know, those are the things that I've heard and that they've been talking about regarding that. Not to change subjects, but I hope you guys enjoyed having Rick Smith on. I spent some time talking to him after the show last week. Rick, if you're watching tonight, thank you so much for last week. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed having you on the show. You're fantastic, and again, your knowledge, everything, you just constantly blow me away. With your in-depth reviews and your product knowledge and how you just dive into it. And again, thank you for sharing, that hour with us. And thank you for bearing with our technical difficulties last week. Again, I can't thank you enough for that. All the guests that we've had on, I've really, really enjoyed. Videos Crap Heap, thank you so much, from a new Spark owner. Thank you so much. I appreciate that for the super chat. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I want you guys to know that the super chat funds normally would go to Valerie's coffee fund, but they're all headed to the New York City trip fund right now. So thank you all so much for that. In that New York City trip fund, there is going to be coffee money. I've been told by my wife the coffee money is being taken out of that. So I just want to let you guys know Valerie's going to get her coffee for sure on that. So, but just to maybe kind of change the subject here a little bit, haven't heard a whole lot more about the Parrot. I think that things have kind of quieted down with that, and I think some people are testing it. I know there's been a mixed bag of reviews on that. And to let you guys know, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm scheduled to get a test unit. Now, I don't know when, but I've been told, I've been in touch, and I was able to secure one. It's just going to be a matter of timing in getting that. So, I will put it through its paces. I will give it. Steve Carpenter, thank you so much. Thank you for the birthday gift. And by the way, I hope I don't embarrass you, but happy birthday to Steve. Everybody, wish Steve Carpenter a happy birthday. Today's his birthday. Probably, you're what, 22, 23, Steve? I don't know. But anyway, everybody wish Steve Carpenter a very happy birthday. Today's his birthday. Yesterday was mine. But thank you so much for that, Steve. I really appreciate that. And really appreciate Rick coming on tonight, Rick Halbert. Rick, thank you so much for joining tonight. I know you're recovering, and we all wish you well. Hope you have a speedy recovery. We want to see you out there with your thumbs on the joysticks and getting your drone up in the air soon. So, email me when you get a chance, because I have a couple of goodies that I want to send to you. Just email me at BillTheDroneReviewer with your address when you get a chance. And absolutely no rush on that. So. But yeah, with the Parrot, I'm supposed to receive a test unit. I don't know when that's going to happen. I assume it's going to be shortly. And as soon as I get that, I'm going to go ahead and get some reviews out to you guys on that. I've seen, like I said, I've seen a mixed bag of reviews. I've seen some good. There's some good and there's some bad with it. So I'm going to be objective about this, because again, and I've stated this before, we want drone manufacturers like Parrot. We want drone manufacturers like Autel to succeed, because that pushes DJI to build better products here. Rick, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And yes, I did have a very happy birthday. And I had, just to digress for a second here, guys, it was the second anniversary of my 30th birthday yesterday. So that's how ever since I turned 50, somebody said, it's the second anniversary of your 25th birthday. I'm like, I love that. That's how I'm going to go. So, and my birthday present this year, well, my birthday present from Val is a trip to New York. So when we do take that, so that's just been delayed a little bit. But my other birthday present, my daughter and my son-in-law came down from Ohio for the weekend. I hadn't seen them since my daughter got married last year, and it was just fantastic. So sorry if I digressed for a second, but I had to share that with you guys. It was an unbelievable weekend with them here. They are just, I love them to pieces, and I thank them so much for coming down. They have both of them have their heads screwed on straight. So it's so good to know that your children are responsible, and just wow, that was just such a great time that we had there. Why is your Mavic crappy? JB Drones, who you talking about? I don't know if somebody said that. But anyway, now we're going to go ahead. I want to talk about the Evo a little bit. And I've seen some people do some testing and testing with some filters. I know Original Dobo's done some, and I've seen several others. Oh, okay, JB, that's fine. I've seen several others, and it's looked good. What I've seen, the results with filters. So that's promising. And I've seen some other reviews on there regarding several people who have just gotten Evos, and a lot of them are said they're not experiencing the horizon tilt issue. Go figure. They run the firmware update, and it's not showing there, which is good. And that's good to see. And one of the reports that I'm getting, which is fantastic, is they're saying, and I'm looking at some of this video. I can tell you some of the video that I've seen with these are absolutely, positively fantastic, guys. With the Evos. So, that's a great thing. And now what I'm hearing, one of the things that I'm hearing with the Evo is, we know it has the 3D sensing, and we know it has the obstacle avoidance, but it does not have a rear obstacle avoidance. And Rodney, Ella Star's getting married in 3 weeks, Bill. First one to get married. Yeah, my daughter was the first one to get married too, Rodney. And, I have an older son, he's 34, and I have a younger son who's 24. So, and the older one's dating. So crossing fingers here, I'll tell you that. They're not in the house, so thank God. Never mind. Okay. With the Evo here, one of the things that I'm hopeful of doing sometime is getting my hands on being able to test one. Now, I'm hopeful of being able to do that sometime. So I'm anxious to do that. I'm anxious to be able to get a chance and an opportunity to do that. The Prime sale ends at 9 p.m. Thank you, UAT. I appreciate that. My math, after a day at work, it's gone. After 9 hours at work, my math brain is way gone. Thank you for that. Thanks for posting that out there. But with the Evo, I'm hearing some good news about that, which is great. And I've seen some great video on that right now. It looks like that horizon tilt issue is corrected, and that's a good thing for Autel. The one thing that I think now that Autel should have done is put a rear sensor on that, because I know a lot of times you're flying in an area and you're backing up, and you don't, because the camera doesn't face to the rear, so you don't know what's behind you. And you could have flown into an area where there may be some type of object back there. So, but it does tell you that there's something there, which is, I guess, better than nothing. But I'm hopeful maybe on a future release that they may correct that and may put an obstacle sensor there. And that's a thing. That's one of the things people are saying about the Anafi. Although really, to be honest, hey Bill, I don't know if I miss it. Did you ever mention what DJI give you for your birthday? Oh yeah, Ted 10. Yes. I'm a DJI Select member, so they sent me a coupon for 12% off. I don't know if you guys have DJI Select, but Ted, thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that. I got a coupon for 12% off. Now, it's real interesting what it's good on. It's not good. It's good on the Mavic Pro, but it's not good on the Mavic Air, okay? It's not good on the Phantom 4. It's good on the Phantom 3, and it's good on the Spark. So I'm just like, okay, I already have a Mavic Pro. I've had the Spark. I'm not looking to get another Spark. So that's like, but there is a time period that it lasts for. So I wish, and it said possibly new products on there as well too, Ted. So yeah, no, Ted, Ted 10, thanks for bringing that up. Yes, I did get that email the other day, which was nice, and that's a nice birthday gift from DJI. But it's kind of limited in what you can use it on right now. So that's kind of frustrating. You're welcome. Yeah, I was glad to see that. It came actually a couple of days early, so that was actually pretty good. Yeah, you can, JB Jones. I believe you can get accessories with that too. So that's kind of a nice thing. At this point, I'm gonna hang on to that as long as I can before I try to use that. I think that would be a great thing. Got some things coming up in the works. We're gonna have just want to mention a few things coming up here. We're gonna have Sunday afternoon Rotor Talk Live. It's the every other weekend. It's this weekend. So Rodney and all my friends in the UK, be watching for us on Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. I love doing that show, and I love and I love all my United States subscribers that show up as well. But I try to do that for my UK subscribers, and I do have quite a few subscribers over in Europe, in Germany, in France, in Australia too. And I got to tell you this, guys. Also, another plug. Oz by Drone, definitely subscribe to them. Greg and John put on a fantastic show. They are extremely knowledgeable about drones. They do a fantastic news segment. I played Stump the Yank. I did not get any of them. I had 2 questions. I missed them both. So what can I say? I failed my Stump the Yank test. So, but no, it was absolutely fun. I enjoyed it. They're great guys. So definitely you want to check them out. I'm going to be doing a, I finally have, I've gotten your videos, and I'm going to do that compilation video, and I'm going to get that done over the weekend for the videos you guys have submitted. Now, I think I got all of them, but if I missed one and I put the video out there, let me know, and I'll do a video just for you. Okay, that's my guarantee. If I missed any of the videos, I'll do a video with just your video on it. Now I'm going to use, if it came with audio, and some of them did, I'm going to use the audio with it. If it didn't come with audio, I'm going to add a generic track from Premiere Pro, something that sounds pretty good from Adobe Premiere. So just to let you know, how long does it take for DJI to ship orders? That's a good question. Video scrap heap. It depends. Usually, here in the States, I'm assuming you live here in the United States, I would figure on about 10 days. Micro Center and Spark on sale for $299 right now, Don. Is that with or without the remote? That would be my question. I would think that's probably without the remote. But that's a pretty good deal for $299. That sounds good. Jeremiah, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining tonight. But I'm going to be doing, I'll be doing that compilation video of the ones that you guys had sent in. I will definitely get that out this weekend. I've been meaning to do that, and then, gosh darn it, my daughter and my son-in-law came down and spent time with us. So what can I say? No, I will get to that this weekend. We'll get that definitely taken care of. Don William without. Oh, it's without the remote. Okay, that's what I thought. But thank you, Don, for letting us know that. One of the things with DJI, you don't have to pay for shipping, and also in most instances, you don't have to pay sales tax. Which I don't know about you, but I don't like spending that extra for sales tax. So I think that's fantastic. One of the other videos I'm going to be doing, and I've decided on doing these once a quarter. It's going to be called State of the Channel. It's not going to be a channel update, but it's going to be a State of the Channel. And we're going to talk about, number of subscribers. I'm going to go through some stats, but I'm also going to rehash, the original purpose of the channel, why, the type of videos that I've done and where the channel's headed. And just, and one of the things I want to say, we hit 3,000 subscribers over the weekend, and I want to thank each and every one of you. Without you guys, your super chats are awesome, and when some of you have contributed to PayPal as well, that has been incredible. But and some of you have purchased things through the affiliate links, and that has been awesome as well. I can't thank all of you enough for that. But what really drives this channel is your comments, your likes, you're subscribing, and you're telling others about the channel. And I know all of you have done that. Thank you all so much. It's projected probably by the end of the year I'll be at 5,000, which is fantastic. I want to keep going. I want to get the word out. I want to. I want people to know about our channel, and the original purpose hasn't changed. I'll give you a little preview. My goal in starting this channel was to give you drone reviews that were, clear and concise and to the point, and not 15 or 20 minutes. that's not to not, you know, there are some fantastic drone reviewers out there, a lot of them that I follow. You know, I wanted to give you something that you can come and say, you know what, it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to get to the point. You're gonna find out right away about that. So that's one of the things that I found out, right away when I started looking for information, was I had to fast forward through things. So thank you, Mitchell. I appreciate that. So you know, that's something in this. That's not going to be a long video, but I'm going to do these once a quarter to kind of give you guys an update on the channel. And it's different than a channel update. Now, a channel update, you know, I'm kind of giving you a channel update right now, you know, what's coming up in the future, where we're going, that type of thing. And one of the things that I'm not going to do is to adhere to a schedule. I believe that you know, having to adhere to a schedule, so, you know, doing something Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, having something come out, no, I'm not going to do that, because a lot of times there's breaking news and I have to interrupt my plans. You know, I still have a brand new drone back there. It's a toy drone that I haven't put together yet and to do a review on. I have a couple of Mavic Pro cases that I haven't done a review on yet, and that's because we've been getting all these updates, you know, regarding the event. So, and that's why I wanted to get these out. But hopefully over the weekend, I'm going to try to get some of these filmed and get some of these out. Hopefully have some more giveaways coming up. And I have some real exciting news. You know, I can tell you there's a couple of things that I've done recently, and I want to thank you, because it was because of your funds I was able to do it. So we're going to be looking at it's some products for the channel, and I think you guys will like them. We had some things professionally done for Valerie and I, and they look great. And when we're ready, we're probably, you know, we'll share them at the appropriate time. But I want to kind of keep that under wraps right now. And then also something that goes with that as well, and they're fantastic. Excuse me, I could not be more pleased with them. They are absolutely fantastic here. So I'm going to kind of wind things down here, because I know I believe another show is going to be starting up here at 8:30. Does anybody have any questions at all right now? I'm going to open it up for that. Anybody? Yeah, you're right, Jeremiah. Schedule is hard to follow. I tried once a week and can't even do that. Yeah. You know, by adhering to a schedule, you know, you have to stick to a regimen, and I don't want to do that. You know, I want to make sure if something needs to come out there, it's going to be out there for everybody. So that's why I'm not going to adhere to a schedule. One of the other things that I want to get out there, and I want to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in my State of the Channel update, not State of the Union, but State of the Channel, is commenting. And one of the things that I want to say is I appreciate all of your great comments, even if I don't agree with them. Thank you for keeping it clean. Thank you for not being, you know, smart, Alex, with them. But, you know, you have a point to make and you make it. And I like that. And, you know, sometimes I agree with them, sometimes that I don't. But understand, you know, one of the things that I like to do, and you probably see that a lot, is that I'll reply back to them. And I understand that if you leave a comment like that, even if I don't agree with it, I will more than often thank you for that comment. And I want to make sure of one thing on this channel, that you guys know that I appreciate each and every one of you. And that's one of the things that I do, is I go through and I read all the comments, and I reply to all the comments as well. And if I like them, you know, you'll get that like button on there too. You know, that's one of the things I do promise that. So, you know, if I don't agree with it, I may not hit the like button, but I will respond and I will thank you for your comment, because I think it's important. Greg Hart, yeah, I will keep you posted on the trip. You know, we have lots of cool things to do and see here. Greg, I'm so excited. I haven't been there since 1983. So I mean, yeah, that's my kids have been there recently. My younger son, for his graduation present from high school, got a trip to New York City. So that's fantastic. I believe I think Billy Kyle is doing the show, but it's with Original Dobo instead of Original Dobo show. That's what's going on. Jeremiah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. week in and week out. You know, when I try to get some great guests here, and I think I've done that. You know, we've had Sally French on, we've had Kelly on. I really like Kelly. Kelly's fantastic. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of these guys. You know, Billy Kyle's been on, Original Dobo's been on. You know, I've had, you know, we had Rick Smith on from Drone Valley. You know, I try to get some really good guys. We had Hay Kestelou on. He was fantastic as well. You know, I try to get some people out there that are well known and that you guys know and can instantly recognize. Steve, thank you for letting me know about that. We're going to go ahead and wrap that up because I want to give you guys an opportunity to do that. One of the things I want to emphasize, thank you, Mitchell. Don't know when it is, but we will. One of the things I want to emphasize, like I said, you may hear opinions contrary to this, but I'm very steadfast in my belief that there is no hardware issue, and it's for the reasons that I discussed in here. You know, I will post links to some of the other videos that I had mentioned that I've done. Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate that. I had a great time on Oz by Drone. I really did. That was a lot of fun. Like I said here, you know, I made those 4 points. Definitely go through and watch the replay. You know, and I invite you to use some of that information for, you know, when you're trying to form your own opinion. But this is what I believe, and I'm pretty rock solid in this belief for the reasons that I stated, and I think those are very accurate reasons. Thank you all guys again also so much for joining tonight. I'm gonna let you guys cut over to the other show. You know, again, you know, this was just a one-time thing because this, you know, we'll be back to our normal time next week, and I will have Sunday afternoon Rotor Talk Live, and of course, if there's breaking news, I'm going to do it. You guys will see it. I did a preview video for tonight because I thought it was important, and I wanted you guys to show up tonight. So thank you, Drone Teach. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Guys, take care. We will see you on Sunday at 2 o'clock. And remember, always happy flying. We'll see you.